Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're taking a look at a brand new product hitting the market. It's called Easy Traffic Bot. So imagine if you had a system that helped you create your own AI tools, to drive traffic to, well, any offer really. And it's supposed to be super simple, even if you're, not a tech expert. That's what Easy Traffic Bot is promising. And today we're going to break it all down and see how it claims to work.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty bold claim, right? Unlocking unlimited AI-driven leads. But with all the excitement around AI these days, it's really important to cut through the hype, see how these tools can actually be applied and effectively. And of course, we want to understand the potential downsides as well.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get into it. The guide lays out a fairly straightforward system, like a step-by-step process that they say is easy enough for anyone to follow, even if you're, as they say, tech challenged. And they even say they have an AI-powered prompt generator with these ready-made templates, so you don't have to figure out how to create effective prompts from scratch.
That's interesting. They're really leaning into this GPT technology. And we've seen this huge surge in the use of GPTs across all sorts of industries. And it seems like Easy Traffic Bot is trying to offer a way to use that power specifically for marketing. Basically, it's like they're letting you create these custom solutions without needing to be a coding expert.
Right, and that's where that whole future-proof claim comes in. So is AI really the future of getting traffic? Can Easy Traffic Bot really deliver on that promise, make it sustainable?
Well, AI is definitely transforming how we do marketing, that's for sure. The potential is huge. But, I think it's important to be careful. We have to distinguish between the potential of AI in general and what any specific product can actually do. Easy Traffic Bot's system could be really powerful, but
Yeah.
ultimately, it all depends on how it's used, right? And the quality of the content that it generates. Remember, just using AI isn't some magic solution. The content has to be good. It has to be relevant to your audience, and it has to be used ethically.
Okay, so we should temper our expectations a little bit. But having said that, the testimonials they include sound pretty impressive. People are saying they see a huge jump in traffic just days after using the system. It's
Yeah.
pretty inspiring stuff.
Oh, yeah. Testimonials can be very persuasive, for sure. But you should always take them with a grain of salt. I think the important thing is to focus on the specific outcomes that people mention in those testimonials, rather than getting caught up in the excitement. Did the traffic actually lead to conversions? Did they have to put in a lot of time and effort to get those results? Those are the kinds of questions you should be asking yourself when you read testimonials.
Good point. But even if we ignore the testimonials for a second, Easy Traffic Bot does come with some pretty cool bonuses.
Yeah.
There's this guide called 10 Hidden Traffic Sources for Your GPT, and another called the AI Side Hustle Blueprint.
Hmm.
Both of them seem designed to help you get the most out of the system.
Yeah, those bonuses could be valuable, I think. The guide about hidden traffic sources could be really helpful. It might show you some unique places to promote the AI tools you create. And that side hustle blueprint could be good for people who want to make money from their AI tools, maybe through affiliate marketing or even by selling them as a service.
And they also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can try the system, and if it doesn't work out, you can get a full refund. That makes it pretty much risk-free, right?
Yeah, for sure. A risk-free trial is always a good sign. It suggests that they really believe in their product and they want you to see if it's right for you.
So, okay, we've talked about the basics of Easy Traffic Bot, what it claims to do, the features, and some of the potential upsides and downsides.
Right, but this is really just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to unpack here, especially when it comes to actually using this system in real life.
Absolutely, and that's what we'll be diving into in the next part of this deep dive. But in the meantime, if you want to learn more about Easy Traffic Bot, I highly recommend you visit lddlibrary.com/TB. You'll find a ton of information there, including a full breakdown of all the features, the bonuses, and testimonials from users.
And remember, as you're exploring, approach it with excitement, but also a healthy dose of critical thinking.
Great advice. We'll be back soon to go even deeper into Easy Traffic Bot. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Let's dig a little deeper into Easy Traffic Bot and get into the practicalities of this system. One of the big things they highlight is the step-by-step process they give you, and they claim it makes it incredibly user-friendly.
Yeah, they talk about that copy and paste ease a lot. It almost sounds too good to be true. Is it really that easy to create these AI tools?
Well, while the process is meant to be simple, it's important to keep in mind there's still going to be a bit of a learning curve. The system relies heavily on that AI-powered prompt generator we talked about, which offers a library of those ready-made templates that can definitely save you a lot of time and effort, especially if you're not really experienced with writing effective prompts for these GPTs.
Right. That's a huge help,
Yeah.
especially for people like me who aren't exactly coding wizards.
Yeah.
But how do we make sure the stuff the AI generates doesn't sound, robotic or generic? How can we put our own personality into it and make sure it actually connects with real people?
That's where your creativity comes in, right? And your understanding of your audience. Easy Traffic Bot provides the tools, the framework, but you still got to bring your own voice to it, your unique perspective. Think of it like you're the architect and Easy Traffic Bot is like your set of blueprints. You still got to make the design choices and bring your vision to life.
It's like a partnership, right? Human and AI working together. Speaking of working together, let's talk about that built-in call to action system. That seems pretty key for actually turning all that traffic into leads and customers, right?
Absolutely. It's not enough to just get people to your website or landing page. You need to actually guide those people towards doing something specific, whether it's joining your email list, downloading something, or actually buying a product. Easy Traffic Bot tackles this by letting you put these customizable call to action buttons and prompts directly into the AI tools that you're creating.
So you can create an AI tool that not only gives people value, but also kind of nudges them towards taking the next step, like in your sales funnel.
Exactly, exactly. The goal is to create this smooth, natural flow, from engagement to conversion. And speaking of getting people interested, let's go back to those bonuses for a minute. That guide to 10 hidden traffic sources for your GPT sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It talks about these unusual platforms, not just the usual social media stuff. It mentions forums, niche communities, even newer places like Threads or Mastodon. Thinking outside the box, for sure.
It definitely makes me curious. Finding those new untapped traffic sources can be a game changer, especially nowadays with so much competition. And then there's the AI side hustle blueprint. It's all about ways you can actually make money from your GPTs. Maybe through affiliate marketing, creating sponsored content, or even selling your GPTs as a service.
Wow, it's like a whole new world of possibilities opening up thanks to AI. And with that 30-day money-back guarantee, there's really no risk in giving it a shot, seeing if Easy Traffic Bot can actually do what it promises.
I think that's a key takeaway here. That risk-free trial removes that initial hurdle. It lets you play around with the system and see if it's really a good fit for your business.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. But there's still so much more to explore about Easy Traffic Bot, especially if you're seriously thinking about using it. If you're ready to take a deeper dive into the specifics, head over to lbdlibrary.com/TB. You'll find a ton of information there, including detailed explanations of the features, testimonials, and a breakdown of those bonuses.
And as you're looking into it, just remember that AI is constantly changing. What's super advanced today might be totally normal tomorrow. So stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to try new things.
Good advice. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, there's one more really important thing we need to touch on, the practical side of actually using Easy Traffic Bot.
Yeah, we've talked about the potential and everything, but let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of actually using this system.
Like, how do we choose the right GPT prompts for what we need? They give you a library of templates, but there's so many options. It can be a bit overwhelming to know where to start.
That's a good point. The guide does stress the importance of choosing prompts that match your marketing goals and what your target audience needs. It's not just about picking the coolest sounding prompts, it's about choosing ones that strategically fit into your overall marketing plan.
So quality over quantity, right? And making sure those prompts are working towards your specific goals.
Exactly. Now, another thing to think about is the actual creation of those AI tools. The system claims it's as simple as copying and pasting, but is it really that straightforward?
I was wondering the same thing. It almost sounds too easy.
Well, it's designed to be streamlined, but there's still a bit of a learning curve. You'll need to get familiar with the platform, understand how to customize those templates and add your own branding elements.
So it's kind of like having a set of Lego blocks. You've got all the pieces, but you still need to be creative and use your imagination to build something cool.
I like that analogy. You're the one in control, and Easy Traffic Bot is there to give you the tools and the guidance to help you create what you have in mind.
And once we've built these awesome AI tools, we need to know if they're actually working, right? How do we measure their performance? Is it just about getting more traffic? Or is there more to it than that?
There's definitely more to it than just seeing big numbers. It's about getting the right kind of traffic, the people who are actually going to become leads and customers.
So we need to really pay attention to our data, make sure our AI tools are actually contributing to our bottom line.
Absolutely. Data is key. It's like your compass guiding you towards what's working and helping you get the most out of your campaigns.
Okay, so we've covered some of the key practical things to consider, but I'm sure our listeners probably have a lot more questions.
I'm sure they do. And we're going to answer those in the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll tackle some of the most frequently asked questions about Easy Traffic Bot. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive on Easy Traffic Bot. We've got a lot of questions to get through, so let's just dive right in. I think the first question on everyone's mind is, does this thing need any special software? Or tech skills?
Right. Well, the good news is Easy Traffic Bot is designed to be really accessible.
That's what they say. If you can copy and paste, you can create AI tools with their system. No coding, no complicated setups. Which is great for those of us who, aren't exactly tech geniuses.
And another question that comes up a lot is about support. Are there any tutorials, communities, customer service if you get stuck?
That's a great question. I don't think the guide mentions any specific support channels, but it does say that the system comes with all sorts of guidance, like those ready-made templates we talked about and bonus training materials.
Yeah, it makes sense that they'd have some kind of support. I mean, they want people to be able to actually use the system, right? The best way to find out for sure what kind of support they offer would be to check their website.
Right, good idea. Speaking of their website, let's get to the big question. How much does this thing actually cost?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The material we have doesn't give an exact price, but they do mention some kind of launch special with a big discount for a limited time. To see the current price, you'd have to go to their website.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so what about results? How long does it really take to see results with Easy Traffic Bot?
Well, the system promises to be fast and efficient, but it's important to keep in mind that results will be different for everyone. It depends on how much effort you put in, the quality of the AI tools you create, how well you promote them, even how competitive your niche is.
So no magic button, huh?
Nope, no magic button. It still takes work to make anything successful. Think of Easy Traffic Bot as a tool that can help you a lot, but it's not going to do all the work for you.
Right, so one last question. What if someone tries Easy Traffic Bot and they just don't like it? What can they do?
Well, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not happy with it for any reason, you can get a full refund.
That's a great safety net. A risk-free trial like that means you can really try it out and see if it works for you without having to worry about losing money.
Exactly. It shows that they believe in their product and that they care about their customers.
So there you have it. We've gone over the ins and outs of Easy Traffic Bot, the features, the potential benefits, the things to keep in mind. We've even answered some of the most common questions. But just remember, the world of AI and marketing is always changing.
It's true. Stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to try new things.
If you want to find out more about Easy Traffic Bot and see if it's the right tool for you to get more traffic, just go to lbdlibrary.com/FDB.
You'll find all the information you need there. And remember, that risk-free trial means you can try it out with no pressure.
That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, happy marketing.